So it's been a while since we last had an IWTR action back at India last month, but that's due to because of the medical reasons I have. But I'm fully recovered and we are fully back. The IWTR World Polo Series Season 4. It's round 3 of the championship, the Malaysian Grand Prix at Sepang International Circuit. This track was designed by the German designer Lom1138, who also designs other tracks such as Bahrain International Circuit or the Shanghai International Circuit in China. But F1 stopped coming here after 2017 due to the rising hosting fees and the declining ticket sales on this country. But let's have a look on the track itself. The Sepang International Circuit, located at Sepang in the town of Sepang, Selangor, Malaysia. It's a 5.54 kilometer circuit or 3.44 miles, 15 corners, 10 to the left and 5 to the right. The track opened in 7th of March 1999, and F1 hosted that race back at the 99 season, and they completely hosted, well, been hosting almost 20 years, but unfortunately, as previously mentioned, they stopped coming to here in 2017 after 2017 season. But yeah, you see right here 2 long straights, lots of medium speed corners as well, especially turn 11 and 12. But we'll see what will happen at this historical track. And we are back here in the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysian Grand Prix. It's great to be back on this historical track back at 1999 when it first opened for the public. As yep, I'm your host and your commentator Pazza here, and yeah, it's been a while since we last had a race for IWTR. I have to be stand out because of the medical reasons. So I'm fully recovered and I'm totally 100% full health. So let's get on with the race, shall we? I guess. So with this track being super wide, very wide on the track width of the circuit, 16 to about 18 meters wide. So we're gonna see a lot of overtaking actions, and with the use of DRS as well coming to play on all of these drivers. So we'll see what happens. So let's have a look at the formation lap at the starting grid of the Sepang, not the Sepang, Malaysian Grand Prix. And so here we go. Everybody's now have their formation laps, so going to have their formation laps just to warm their tires up. So starting grid then. I cannot believe this one. He scores first pole position in his 3rd start in the series, so congratulations to him. So let's see what could he do in his first race in starting in the front of the grid. Seb Plebs lines up in 2nd place, as we knew it. Plebs does have a decent race back at the Indian Grand Prix. He actually scored his first podium of the season back at India. So we'll see if he continues his form. Miele Savak and Noah Tormella lines up in row 2 for today's race, and Zoe Petrojan lines up in 5th place for Scuderia Ferrari. Last race, Ferrari maybe kinda flipped their forms from what a dismal last season, and they're now back on the points as the last race. So he will start in 5th place. Henry Jack Brown lines up in 6th place. Mitch Johnson, the world champion of season 3, he will lines up in 7th place. Last race he didn't do quite well, finishing in last place back in India. So he might need to get his good old forms back. So right now he's probably in being the shadow of his former self. So we'll see what happens in this race. Luca Farina lines up in 8th place, and then also we have Cesar Cohen Jr. and Nick Koch lines up in row 5. Row 6 we have Sotiris Contaguris, missing out on the top 10 at the start, but if I'll be honest, the qualifying really isn't that much important compared to the race itself. So we start 11th today. Alex Lewan lines up in 12th, and then in row 7 we have Jafari Blackwood and Raymond Tanner lines up in row 7. Row 8, Simon Vitt and Livin Pasalic lines up in row 8. Seren Kaya still not getting better in terms of the qualifying session, but what could happen in this race in here in Sepang for him. Alongside him is Latko Drobozarjevic, lines up in 18th. In 19th we have Mr. Peanut Butter, and lines up alongside him is Flandre Wilson. She will be alongside him. And then Adia Backus and Prema Pilch lines up in row 11. Row 12 we have Matthew Falcon and Tin Anderson, who was the last race winner. Unfortunately, couldn't find the forms on the qualifying today. He will start 24th today. And Dylan Hope and Akatini Pavona once again dropping back at the pace so much. He will start way back in 25th and 26th respectively for both of them. Lots of familiar names on the back of the grid, especially Akatini Pavona, who doesn't want to stay at the back of the pack. But the force being like this, and he has to stay something like that in the front. 22 laps of action for the Malaysian Grand Prix. We'll start soon as we have the Audi R8 medical car lines up on the back of the grid. It lines up there, and it is time for 22 laps here for the Petronas Malaysian Grand Prix. It is 4 sets of lights, and we go green in Sepang, and here it goes. Shoshana gets a good start. Here comes now, oh, and somebody just gone into the grass there. That's Mihaly Savak. But here comes now Tuamela, dives down the inside, and he takes it. Oh, and a lot of slides coming off of that first couple of corners. A lot of carnage in the first couple of corners. Plebs in the lead with Tuamela in second place. Shoshana drops down to 5th place. Brown trying to go on the outside of Luca Farina. Farina hangs on into 3rd place. And oh boy, what a start it was there from Noah Tuamela. It goes up from 4th on the grid into 2nd place. What a big dive bomb there. There was 3 wide momentarily in the first quarter. So Tuamela takes 2nd place. Sepp Plebs in the lead. Farina in 3rd now. After starting in 8th, what a jump from him. And now we see both of the Haas teammates now battling each other. There's Shoshana trying to hang on into 5th place. But here comes Nick Koch now going on the inside of his teammate and gets it done. She gets it done. She gets it done into 5th place. And now up 5 position from her original starting spot back in 10th. And that was a big start for her. Plebs in the lead with Tuamela in 2nd place, Farina in 3rd, Brown in 4th place. And we got Nick Koch in the top 5 as we see a lot of actions building on there. As you see Drobozarjevic on the outside on that Toro Rosso of Raymond Tanner. Tanner still holding on pretty well. And Johnson, who's dropped back 1 position from his starting spot. Lap 2 of the race so far. It's so far so good for the Red Bull racer of Sepp Plebs. You see Tanner now makes a move on the inside, and he takes P11 back from Cesar Cohen Jr. She also had a bit of a struggle in this race. She drops back 3 positions now, and she might lose on a position to Drobozarjevic as well. Jevic looks to have a move on the inside, but wasn't quite enough. Or is he trying to go around the outside on that corner? And oh, there was a chance, but he certainly gave up that position. That might be too dangerous for him to do overtakes on that corner. So we are here right now. So Sepp Plebs in the lead, still in the lead, but gonna have to be careful because no Tomela has DRS, and also the slipstream that he has as well. Let's have on board with Tomela. Tomela currently sits in 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship, about 21 points, and he's actually right behind the 2 leaders right now. We have two leaders actually in the Drivers' Championship, that being Jafari Blackwood and Tim Anderson, both of them scoring 25 points. And I mean, Tomela could be in a great position here, to be honest, but Tim Anderson, he's way back in he's way back in P26 now as of now. And here we see now a big pack of cars, big group of cars now having a little bit battle, as you see right here. Adiabak is on the inside of Sotiris Contagouris. Contagouris actually, well, dropping back a couple of positions there, 7 positions down on his original starting spot. Adiabak is meanwhile up 2 positions. So it looks as though maybe that could have been a bad start from Contagouris and lost a lot of positions back at the first lap of the race. But as you can see right here, the view is actually spreading out pretty quickly now. As we see now, DRS is now enabled. DRS is now enabled, and that means Tomela can now, cracking on the back of that Red Bull, so we might see an overtake coming up soon. There we go. DRS now enables for him, and he has about 6 tenths of a gap to think of. Back on board with Tomela. Is he going to try to go on the inside? He might try this though, but it looks as though that the gap might have been too far for him to overtake cleanly. So he has to stay behind, but you can see Farina in 3rd place, Brown in 4th. They're all closing up there for the top 4. But Plebs still hangs on in the front. Plebs, also one of the drivers that had a shot at the world title last season, but unfortunately circumstance didn't favor him, and he has to settle for 3rd in the driver's standings last season. But right now he's back on the. But right now he's leading the race and could potentially get back up in the front, because actually Sepp Plebs does have a podium last race back at India. So if he wins this race, that means he will get 40 points, and he will get up to the front of the grid of the driver standings. Because but actually, meanwhile, back at the over here, Alex Luwan in 10th place. Yeah, he probably had the, well, not the greatest starts, not the greatest debut that anyone has, but actually he does go a point back at the Kailami race, the South African Grand Prix. But last race didn't do much anything for him. He finished 18th in India. We'll see what happens there. As you see, the Williams on the inside of a Haas, and that's Mihaly Savak going on the inside of Nick Koch, and he takes a P6 for him for Savak. As we see this on this beautiful cam on turn 1 and 2. A couple of cameras that really caught the view of the drivers. As we see now, Mitch Johnson going on the inside of Nick Koch. She might have to defend herself now. As we see, they're going alongside each other now. They're still going side by side. Johnson on the inside. They make contact, and and that's gonna make Koch lost a lot of momentum. But I mean, Koch still not giving up just yet. She puts it on the line on that corner. But it looks like it didn't really pay off for her. She lost a lot of. Oh, that's Shoshainat. That's not Nick Koch. But yeah. But let's have a look and see what even happened again. But you can see now, that's Paul Shoshainat. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, Shoshana really sent the move on the inside there on Mitch Johnson, but wasn't really giving anything to him, and he lost more positions as we see. And you see on the back there, Raymond Tanner battling with Alex Luan. Luan, oh, and they do make another contact, couple of contacts as well. But and Luan comes back onto him, but it wasn't really enough. And Tanner takes the last point scoring position now. Back in 9. Oh, Lewitt's tank slapper there for Shoshana, coming off of that turn 14 on the track. You see now Luan has the DRS. He could have close up to Tanner a bit more, but still that might not be enough. And here we go now, both of them getting DRS, but Shoshana certainly doesn't, and that might mean Tanner gonna take the position into turn 1, and he does, goes up to 9th. Meanwhile, Luan couldn't even overtake Tanner, and now he's being on the back of Shoshana now. So you're gonna see more actions in the pit lane. We're now lap 6 of the race out of 22, and now Tuomela takes up the lead of the race. We couldn't really catch what was going on, but I feel like he's probably gonna overtake in. Yep, that's purely coming out that corner. Oh, they were. So it was Tuomela. Sending the move on the inside of Sepp Plebs already in turn 15 of the last lap. And they're going alongside each other, side by side battle. And Tuomela edges ahead with the DRS. And that was Luca Farina, who was looking for a move as well in turn 1. Well, it wasn't really actually enough to get past over Sepp Plebs. So it's now Tuomela leads from Plebs and Farina, and Brown in 4th place. Top 4 is actually really close to each other. Meanwhile, Koch and Savak both really close. Koch, meanwhile, she's trying to catch up to the top 4 in front. But Savak's also actually catching up to her as well. So she might have to be careful on the behind. And she certainly does, and here comes now Savak going on the inside of Nick Koch. And I think Koch maybe looks to try to go for a move, and I mean Savak completes the move done. But here's the thing, he doesn't have DRS this time around, and Koch gonna gets another fight back, and she does, going alongside Savak now, going on the inside. And she takes it. P5 is returned back to her. Meanwhile, Johnson in 7th, Petrojan in 8th, Raymond Tanner in 9th place currently. We have Shoshana back in 10th place. We're seeing a couple of cars so far really struggling with the weather conditions right now. I mean, in Sepang is currently really hot and humid, so that might have a lot of effects on the tyres as well. Cesar Cohen Jr. sets the fastest lap time, but it is being overtaken by Livin Pasalic there in P24. And now I think Pasalic's gonna get overtaken by Akatidi Bivun, and that's Jafari Blackwood there as well in P24. But dropping down so significantly, especially Cesar Cohen Jr. dropped 14 positions off. Oh, but that's why, because they are going to the pits. So yeah, the tires already ruined them so much. And there it is, Simon Witt in P26. Not a good race for him, but he's pitting early than anyone else. Meanwhile, back at the front though, Plebs in 2nd place, but he's still a couple of tenths back of Tuomela. Farina as well, holding on in third place pretty well. But there you see another battle going on there. Mihaly Savak and Nick Koch in for P5. But Mitch Johnson may join in the fray as well of trying to take the position away. Let's have on board with the Season 3 World Champion. You see right here, really closing up on the Haas, but you see the tires degradations. You see the tires, it's actually going really, it's going now, it's going off. It kind of wears so much. Now you see that braking on the turn 9, 10, 11. Comes now into turn 10. And really just setting up a lot of things for these guys. Now comfortably on board with Nick Koch. You see actually those top 4 are now actually in the DRS train somewhat. Yeah, Tuomela leads still. Pleb's getting tougher to be close to Tuomela now. As we see right here, Farina in 3rd place, and then Henry Jack Brown in 4th. Meanwhile, the rest of the guys actually doing quite okay. Let's have a look at some of the battles in the midfield here. As we see Sotiris Conteguras. Conteguras may have a chance. He sending it on the inside into turn 1 on Dylan Hope, and he takes it. P15 for him. You see now Bivona actually making up some grounds here. He's now up to P19. And he does overtakes the other Jaguar driver of Matthew Falcon, and he's now up to P19. And the rest of the field didn't really go so much now as we headed towards the halfway mark of the race. So we're actually losing a bit of time as 0.8 of a second of the gap. 0.8 of a second. Meanwhile, Farina actually 1.3 seconds off from Sepp Plebs. So the pace could be dramatically very different, or maybe pretty similar. But they're in the. He's in the dirty air of Plebs, but meanwhile Plebs is in the dirty air of the Jaguar driver of Noah Tuomela. So they could have had the same effects here. So here it goes now. Tuomela 140.5. Meanwhile Plebs 140.3. And same with Farina 140.389. So they are 0.2 quicker than the leaders so far in the race. So they might could catch up to him more quickly now, as we've seen right here. Brown in 4th place actually lost a little bit of time. Savak now actually catching up to the front, to the top 4. Obviously the tyre could be the one problem that they are looking for as well. Mitch Johnson in 7th place, still looking to try to make it to P6 or P5. Meanwhile for the Porsches, Slavko Drobozarjevic in P12 currently, and his teammate Flonja Wilson, she actually up into P14 after starting 20th. So this could be maybe a scoring day for Porsche, but I mean the Porsches right now, they're currently not doing great in the drivers in the teams championship. They're actually doing pretty decent, but they only have 18 points to their credit so far. That comes only just for one podium back at the Kyle Army, which that driver being scored by Flonja Wilson, who Wilson actually scored the first podium and the first points for the team as well. So she definitely has the higher expectations from the team, but currently it seems as though she couldn't really do anything, to be honest. So we're in the almost a halfway mark of the race now. Luan now goes on the inside of Peng Shoshainat, and now Luan goes up into P9, and Shoshainat, the pole position, now dropping almost out of the points now. What a disaster that he have right now. Nick Koch going to the pits this lap. Meanwhile, the rest of the field doesn't. Plebs does go into the pits this lap, so they're gonna pit pretty soon. And that means probably Johnson will take P6 now in the race. We'll see what happens, but we'll see if he could overtake him or not. But now Brown looks on the inside of Luca Farina and does take double position or not. Oh, they make contact. He's only gonna get P3 though, but Plebs still hang on in P2, even though he's going to the pits this lap. So Brown actually goes up to third now, and he's not pitting yet as well. That means Tuomela now stretching the gap to 3 seconds gap now in the front. Meanwhile, Plebs well, he's losing a couple of seconds for sure, but there you see now, Johnson overtakes Nick Koch. Same with Petrojan as well, both of them overtake Nick Koch and Sepp Plebs going to the pits. That's the worn tires that they have. A couple of cars coming in more. That's one of the Renaults. That's Mr. Peanut Butter into the pits as well. And there comes Sotiris Contagouris into the pit lane as well. And you see now, and that's a 4.2 second stop for Plebs. Meanwhile, Nick Koch goes to 4.88, 3.78. That's the fastest pit stop for Mr. Peanut Butter so far in the race. What about Contagouris? Contagouris, what is pit stop going to be? 5.2. That is a really terrible stop there. And what about Falcon there? 5.5, and he's being held up as well. 3.68 for Ten Anderson. Goes up a lot quicker now. It's probably the quickest pit stop so far in a race like this. Anderson comes out in 20th. Falcon in 21st. Sepp Plebs dropping back to P15. Couple of positions down. Meanwhile, Bivona 12 positions up, but he's gonna pit soon as well. Tuomela actually hanging on. He's still stretching that soft tire. Same with Henry Jack Brown. They're both stretching their tires life. But Farina definitely coming into this lap. We're past the halfway mark of the race. So it's all about the strategy now in the second half of the race. So yeah, Tuomela still in the lead, but only 2.6 seconds, and he's coming to the pits this lap. Same with Brown, and probably Mitch Johnson as well. Yes, he is. Petrojan also coming in next lap. And here goes next time round, so they will come into the pits for the top 4. Same with Drobozajevic and Tanner. And here goes Luan. Just coming into the pits on this lap, and there he goes. Farina goes out in P8, but his main rival actually in the track right now, that's Nick Koch, and he actually gets out in front of Nick Koch, and he's going for another set of soft as well. Good strategy seems like for the Scarlet Red team. Meanwhile, Nick Koch, he will be on the super ultra soft tires, which that means it's gonna wear a lot faster. So Farina definitely gonna be in a disadvantage in terms of the speed, but he has the reliability, or actually the less tire wear. He has less tire wear, so that means he will go to the end of the race. So we'll have to wait and see what they're thinking. And there goes Tuomela back in the pit lane. Comes the other guys as well. comes. Oh, that's almost a slide off a spin there for Mitch Johnson. But yeah, seems like. And 3.28 for Tuomela. What a quick stop that was. Here Jack Brown, 3.73. And you see that Plebs in the front, and he sets the fastest lap time of the race as well, 1:36.533. But surely that tire is gonna last a hell of a lot slower. And here it goes, Farina. Oh, trying to defend his position from Nick Koch, who was trying to attack him as well. But it looks like Farina still hangs on in third place, and he could get the win. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll have to wait and see. Everybody else going out on the yeah, it looks like everybody else is going out on ultra soft tires. But only Luca Farina is actually staying in the soft tire. So yeah, his strategy actually differs from everybody else. So could be the win, maybe, maybe not. But yeah, Farina is the only man on the soft tire. The rest of the field staying with ultra soft. Yeah, Pleb's actually getting in the front. He's actually leading by 10 seconds now. But that also maybe comes as well Noah Tuomela in P2. But Farina definitely, you can see there, look at the speed difference there. Here comes now Nick Koch in 4th place, looking on the outside, and that might not work for him as well. Here comes now Henry Japra on the inside. He has the DRS, both of them sliding each way into each other. Brown into the grass as well. But here comes now Koch on the inside of Luca Farina. I think Farina might have to give the position to Nick Koch. I think he does. And he does take to P3, but here comes now Brown on the inside of Luca Farina. Farina still trying to hang on the outside with the soft tire, and you could see the speed difference of those two compounds. That makes Sivar goes up to 5th as well. And Farina's dropping back significantly because of the tire choice that he used. But he definitely say, yeah, stay on that tire as long as you can. The team's definitely saying that. And here comes now Luan trying to overtake Farina on the inside. Still wasn't really having none of it. But they did definitely. Nick Koch, she actually now up to P3 of the standing so far. And he still has to defend from Henry Brown. Now Brown goes on the outside of Nick Koch. Koch still have to defend. She still has to defend, but looks like it wasn't gonna be enough. Brown takes up to 3rd place in the race so far, and we're still having some loads of battles here. Farina still hanging on into P7. It's actually P6. But you see Luan now trying to make a move. He does try to make a move on the inside. He centered it on the inside of Farina into turn 1. Luan now goes up to P6 in the race so far, and Johnson was also trying to have a go on him as well, but door's been closed for now. Maybe, maybe not, because Johnson just coming in on the inside as well. And you see the other guys as well. That is Mr. Peanut Butter into drop down to P10, and Petrojan go up to P9 now, and Johnson actually goes up to P7 now as well. And you see already, tire is already gone. Only about 3 or 5 laps of use. Sepp Plebs now going to the pits again, and that's gonna give the lead to Noah Tuomela once more. But definitely the long shot for Luca Farina, as he now has his teammate all behind him. So definitely there will be maybe some team orders to let Petrojan by, because he is on the faster tyre to catch up to the front. But here you see now, oh, big slowdown from Mitch Johnson. What on earth happened there? That gives a chance for Luca Farina to go through. But he doesn't have the arrest, so he might have to stay behind. But he extended for it into the turn 15. And he's still yet to get a position, but he has the arrest. Both of them have the arrest. But now you see the other Ferrari, sorry Petruccian, he's going onto the grass there. 3 wide into turn 1. Mitch Johnson still hanging on the inside. He slides all over the place, and he still hangs on into P5 in the race. And you see as well Drobozarjevic into 8th place, and Raymond Tanner in 9th place. Oh, that was Wilson and Porsche for China having a bit of battle there. Drobozarjevic in 8th. He's always there. And meanwhile, back at the front. Oh! What was that? And that was a Red Bulls, yeah. It was Simon Vitt getting lapped. Oh, goodness me. I thought I was pleased. I thought he had problems, but now that he's held it, and that Vitt is holding up the 4th place and then below. And yeah, he's holding up now. That means Johnson takes it on the inside. What a move that was! Just getting caught into the traffic there, and that's gonna annoy most of the people here. Drobozarjevic having some troubles there, trying to get past Simon Vitt as well. And that means Johnson, he's all the way. He's up in the 4th place. Meanwhile, Luan in 5th. And here it comes now. Farina in the slower, soft tyres. Goes on the inside, takes P5. And he does get another set of DRS as well. Which that means I don't think that Toyota could even try to catch him up. Yes, he doesn't. And Farina takes P5 now with the slower, softer tyre. Slower, soft tyre. But it's gonna be worth it definitely for him. P5 for him. Because now these guys are now starting to feel the degradation now. As you see, Tuomela, Brown, Savak all feeling it, and they're coming into the pits this lap. But they're gonna have a quick stop just in case if they're gonna get in front of Luca Farina. But meanwhile, here it goes now. Slatko Drobozarjevic in 8th place, Tanner in 9th. This race is turning out to be more exciting than I thought it would be. Fremen Pilch in P11. He's going to come into the pits this lap. Nick Koch actually into P12 now. Sullivan actually going to the pit lane so far. And you see it. Flondre Wilson in P21. Tin Anderson in P22. Both already coming off from the pit lane. Jafari Blackwood in P23 so far. Bivona in P20. Up 6 positions. It's still progress for him. He's still going up after all those pit stops. There he goes. Tuomela in pit lane. Tuomela pit lane. Brown in pit lane. And also Savak in the pit lane. Johnson's still hanging on there in 4th place. He's not coming into the pits yet. There he goes, the other guys coming in. Drobozarjevic in P6 though. And that means, look, see there, Farina in P2. And Drobozarjevic in P3 actually. Still yet to pit. Johnson still yet to pit as well, but here it comes now. Farina in a different tyre compound than anyone else. Still staying in with a soft tyre. There we go. And Savak coming out to the pits and currently in P8 so far in the race. Koch in P9. Peanut Butter in P10. He's in the points. But yeah, last 2 races that he debuted, he was really close to actually scoring the first points for his career. But Seems as though still yet too far away from the points so far, but well, let's see if he can hang on into P10 and score his first points. But Raymond Tanner now being under attack by Sepp Plebs. He looks to have a go. He has a DRS. I think Tanner probably might have to yield, and he does. Maybe alongside each other. Sepp Plebs on the inside into turn 15, and he does take the move stick into P4. Johnson's still hanging on in there, even though his tires gonna start to degrading, and the tire wear as well. Simply, we're in Sepang and it's hot and humid here. But look at Farina. It looks as though he still couldn't he's trying to catch up to Mitch Johnson, but looks as though Johnson maybe has a better pace. And you see there Drobo Sarjevic in P3, 15 positions up from his starting spot back in P18. Plebs in 4th, Tanner in 5th. And there you see Tuomela there in P6. He was starting 4th earlier on in the race. Gets up to the front, but now he's stuck back in P6. We only have 3 laps to go in this race. Savak in 8th, Koch in 9th. And there maybe seems some battles here going on for Prem Pilch in the Mercedes. And here it goes. He looks the steam is close. He's trying to send it on the inside of the Williams of Akdia Bakers. And he takes it. P14. Meanwhile, back at the front, and it's going to be a 3-wide battle here as we see Brown, Tanner, and Tuomela now battling so hard to each other now. And this is going to be a big fight to the end of the race. 2 laps to go in this race. Brown on the back of the Jaguar. Tuomela is trying to hang on in there with the ultra soft tires, and Brown gets the inside done into turn 1, and he takes P5. Tuomela slightly going off there, and you see now Koch and Mr. Peanut Butter having a battle now. Peanut Butter goes up P9. Takes 1 more positions up for him. You see now there it is. Sepp Plebs in 4th. Drobo Sarjevic in 3rd. Johnson still staying strong in the ultra soft tire. Meanwhile, Farina in a slower soft tire still can't yet catch up to the front. But oh, the gap is actually stretching down a little bit, as we see right here. 4 points. It's now 5 seconds gapped, or about 4 seconds gap there for Farina and Johnson. Still not many of the dramatic moments, but you see there these 3 are actually really close to each other now. Baggers, Chelchanet and Falcon, both having the probably mostly ultra soft tire now. We see on the racetrack so far. Let's have a look on board Chelchanet. Let's have a look on the back view of the car. You see the tires actually pretty much worn out so much, and now we're actually went into the final lap of the race. The leaders already went onto the final lap of the race. It's now Johnson. It's either Johnson or Farina who's going to take the win for today's race. But here it comes now. It's going to be another battle here for P4, as we see Plebs trying to hang on the inside of turn 1 to try to defend from Brown. Brown takes a move on the inside. He does make a touch, and no, he's still yet trying to make a move done. Plebs still hang on in 4th place now. Here comes now Brown into turn 3, and he does take the position done. Yes, he does. But here comes now Tuomela on the inside of Plebs. Tuomela now goes up to 5th place, and he's now on the way to catch up to Henry Chapra in front now. This is getting a little bit crazy now on the track, but here comes now Drobo Sarjevic, actually on the soft, in the ultra soft tire as well. He's losing pace as well. And here comes who's gonna take podium in the. You see now it's gonna get real close on the back here, and yep, Drobo Sarjevic now has to hang on into P3. He's gonna get another is he gonna get another podium for the Porsche, or will it be Henry Japran who's gonna take the first podium for the Force India team in this round? But we'll have to wait and see. But actually back at the front there, Johnson 4.5 seconds in front of Luca Farina. I think that will be enough to secure his first win of the season. And here it goes now, Brown on the outside. There's going to be a 3-wide move on for the podium position. Tuomela comes back at him. All of those cars gone. It's Mitch Johnson who takes the win, Luca Farina in second, but it will be Tuomela will take third place, and the second podium for the Jaguar team. What a delightful final lap back tussle that was for the podium position. Whoa. And Drobosavjevic will finish in P4 after all those hard-fought battles that he have, and Brown will finish in 5th place. He looks to go for a move. Let's have another replay of that. What a battle that was on the final corner there, and you see there, he looks to have a move done, but he's on the outside, but here comes out of nowhere Tuomela, just out of nowhere, and yeah, Drobosavjevic pushes him off, but he's also trying to avoid the coming of the Jaguar. Yeah, he went wide, made some contacts with Brown, and that settles him in P4 and P5, but Tuomela, what a move that was for him in the Jaguar. Makes a move on a last lap pass, 2 cars in 1 corner, and Sepp Lewis will finish in 6th place, Savat 7th, Tanner will finish in 8th place, and then Mr. Peanut Butter actually now scores his first points in the series, so congratulations to him. He is the first American since Logan Riga, who, if you remember that. Yeah, he is the first American driver since Logan Riga back at I think about season 2 of the IWTR Wolf of the Series that the Americans score points. And also Alex Luan will be the last point scorer, and he will take those 1 point. It's actually really important to him. Well, that was wow. And P11 goes to Nick Koch in P11, and P12 goes to Petrosian in P12. Couldn't really match the pace at the front, so he was solid in P13. Bremen Pilch will finish in P13 in the race. Sotiris Contagouris in P14. Matthew Falcon in P15. He will be delighted that his teammates just made a bonsai move in the final lap in the final corner of the final lap of the race. What a mad move that was. Shoshana in P16, and then Diabakis in P17. That will be a great position for not really a great position for him to finish, but I mean he tried his best. Still a couple of positions up from his starting spot there as well. And Dylan Ho will finish in P18, and then Bivona in P19, Tim Harrison in P20th, Senenkaya in P21, and then Flandre Wilson in P22, Jafari Blackwood in P23. Liffey Pasalic, not really his day to be honest, finishes in 3rd last, and Cesar Cohen Jr. as well. Not really a great day, not really a good day for her as well. So, but yeah, she's gonna forget it and just try to forget it as much as he could. But definitely the man who wants to forget this race is definitely Simon Vitt, rounding out back at the field and being lapped by everybody else as well. So yeah, definitely a sad sight for him to see. But what a race that was for the Malaysian Grand Prix, this Malaysian season 4 of Malaysian Grand Prix. What a race that was, back down to the line. Johnson, congratulations to him. He finishes in front and takes the win at the Malaysian Grand Prix. His win probably might be overshadowed because of the 3rd place battle that was really brutal going on. But yeah, so yeah, Mitch Johnson now actually has about 35 points in his Drivers' Championship now so far. So we'll see what happens in the when the standings comes out in the Discord server. So we'll have to wait and see for that. But yeah, Mitch Johnson, congratulations, you're the winner of the Malaysian Grand Prix. So as we see right here, wow, what a race that was, down to the line for the podium positions, guy. Mitch Johnson takes the win. Farina looks to be a 300 IQ moves to try to catch up to the rest of the guys, because he already knew that the ultra soft tire would not last the whole race, so he instead going to the super into the softer, actually the harder soft compound tires. But that plan really didn't work out for him for the win, but actually still staying in for the second place in the race. So yeah, so that is it, folks, for the Malaysian Grand Prix at the Sepang International Circuit. Next round, we are headed towards the first European race, but it ain't just any European race, it's the European Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. Yes, we are back for the Nürburgring, and the first time as well since season 2 that we are back in the Eiffel Mountains, the Green Hell, the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit layout. We're not gonna do the Nordschleife, but certainly the Eiffel Mountains will definitely provide us the race that might be coming up to be probably one of the fiercest, maybe. But I'm not really confirmed about that. But let's wait and see what will the Eiffel Mountains delivers. And so it is. That's it for our broadcast. And so, if you like this kind of content and want to see more of these, make sure to subscribe to the International World Tour Racing channel. You can give a like, a share, or subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos or contents that will be coming out in the near future. And also, if you'd like to join this league, I'll put the Discord link in the description below. And that's it from me today. I've been Pauser, your host and your commentator, signing off for today. Goodbye, everyone.